Has your dog ever suddenly stepped in front of you when a stranger walked by? Maybe they pressed their body against your leg or started growling at something you couldn't even see. Most people laugh it off, but your dog wasn't being dramatic. They were doing something incredibly intentional, and once you understand what's really behind it, you'll never look at those moments the same way again. Dogs have been living alongside humans for thousands of years. But deep inside every dog, no matter how small or goofy they seem, there are protective instincts that go back to their wolf ancestors. The thing is, most owners don't recognize when those instincts are active. Your dog could be guarding you right now, and you might have no idea. Today, we're going to look at 6. They position themselves between you and the threat. You're walking down the street and someone approaches. Without a word, your dog shifts their body so they're standing right between you and the other person. This isn't an accident. This is a deliberate move. Dogs who feel bonded to their owner will instinctively place themselves in the gap between their human and anything they perceive as unfamiliar or potentially dangerous. It doesn't matter if the threat is a friendly neighbor or a delivery person. Your dog's brain is running an ancient calculation. Something unknown is approaching my person, and I need to be the first line of contact. What makes this even more remarkable is that many dogs do this quietly. No barking, no growling, just a calm, steady repositioning. They don't need to make noise. They just need to be there. If your dog does this regularly, it tells you something important. They bark at sounds you can't hear yet. Ever had your dog suddenly start barking at what seems like absolutely nothing? You look around, the street is empty, nobody's at the door, and you start wondering if your dog has lost it. But here's what's actually happening. Dogs can hear frequencies far beyond what human ears can pick up. They can detect sounds at roughly 4 times the distance we can. So when your dog barks at nothing, they're actually responding to something real. A car door closing 3 houses away. Footsteps on the sidewalk. A sound that hasn't reached your ears yet. This is alert barking, and it's one of the most basic forms of protective behavior. Your dog is functioning like an They follow you from room to room. Some people call this Velcro dog behavior. Your dog follows you to the kitchen, follows you to the bathroom, follows you upstairs, downstairs, and back again. It can feel like you have a furry little shadow that never takes a break. But before you label it as clingy or anxious, consider this. In wild canine groups, members of the pack stay close to each other not just for companionship, but for safety. Splitting up means vulnerability. Staying together means protection. When your dog follows you everywhere, part of it is love, but another part is duty. They're keeping tabs on where you are because they feel responsible for your safety. If something happens, they want to be right there. You'll notice this behavior gets stronger in certain situations. They show an alert posture when something feels off. This one is easy to miss if you don't know what to look for. Your dog is lying on the couch, relaxed, maybe half asleep. Then suddenly something shifts. Their ears go forward. Their body stiffens slightly. Their head lifts and locks in one direction. They might not bark, they might not even move, but every muscle in their body just switched to on. This is called alert posture, and it's one of the clearest signs your dog has detected something they consider a possible threat. Their senses are fully engaged. They're processing information, deciding whether to escalate or stand down. What's fascinating is that dogs can read situations with incredible speed. They assess body language, sounds, smells, and movement all at the same time. And when that alert posture, they sleep facing the door. Where your dog sleeps tells you more than you might think. If your dog chooses to sleep near you, that in itself is a sign of trust. But if they consistently sleep facing the bedroom door or the main entrance of your home, that's protection. In the wild, pack animals take turns standing guard during rest. The ones who are alert position themselves at the edge of the group, facing outward, watching for anything that might approach. Your dog is doing the same thing. By sleeping with their face toward the door, they've placed themselves as the first responder. Anything that enters that room has to get past them first. Some dogs take this even further. They'll sleep across doorways or right at the foot of the bed, They get tense around people who make you uncomfortable. This is the one that surprises most owners. You're having a conversation with someone, and something about it feels off. Maybe the other person's tone shifts. Maybe you feel slightly uneasy but can't quite explain why. And then you notice your dog. Their body has changed. They're standing closer to you. Maybe their hackles are slightly raised. Maybe they've stopped wagging their tail. They're watching the other person with an intensity that wasn't there 5 minutes ago. Dogs are experts at reading human body language and emotional signals. Research in animal cognition has shown that dogs can detect changes in their owner's stress levels through shifts in posture, breathing, heart rate, and even scent. When you feel uneasy, your body gives off subtle cues. Your dog picks up on every single one of them. They don't understand the conversation. They don't know the context. Here's the thing about dogs. They don't protect you because they were trained to. Most of them were never taught a single guard command. They do it because somewhere deep in their instincts, you became the most important thing in their world. Every time they step between you and a stranger, every time they bark at an unfamiliar sound, every time they sleep facing the door, they're saying something words can't capture. You're mine, and I'll keep you safe. You might not always notice it, but your dog never